You ask questions, and I answer them. Boom, watch fam!
What is up, Watch Fam, and welcome to episode 74 of Ask TNH. We're really getting into like the kind of later episode, 74. I feel like that's kind of a lot. Oh, and before we get into this, please follow us. Not please. You should follow Theo and Harris on Snapchat because it is a live feed of what's going on in our, whether it's watch buying, watch selling, reactions to different market happenings. It's a lot easier to send out a snap than it is to record a video, edit the video, post it on YouTube. By the time we do that, it's usually out of date. So follow us on Snapchat. And now let's get into the questions. I've been asked this question so many times, and I've avoided it at kind of a lot of cost, but I'm finally going to answer the question of whether or not diamonds and blinged out watches are okay. I want to preface by saying I really am not an elitist. Yeah, and I know a lot of awful people who are definitely elitist. Maybe not self-proclaimed, but they're definitely elitist, right? What that person says is now, it's now gold, and that's it. It's Bible. I don't feel that way. I genuinely don't. I don't feel that way because I know how large statements are and how stupid you sound when you make large statements, right? Like really big things, right? And I've made plenty of large statements before, but I do my best to really kind of limit the boundaries of what I'm saying because there's an exception, and usually that exception makes you look like an ass. So let me start off with the good of blinged out watches. Alfredo Paramico. He did a Hodinky Talking Watches episode. This guy obviously knows watches incredibly, but he knows that in respect to rarity, there is incredible value in blinged out watches, right? And I put up a photo of the blinged out Speedy he bought right here. Look at it. Did you ever think of a Speedmaster would be factory blinged out? No, and that is an enormous amount of diamonds. I don't know how many carats, but it's enormous, right? Then there are Nautilus, is not a lie, that are blinged out, right? Rubies and emeralds and diamonds, etc., 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 and in factory. But I don't want to confuse, factory, factory rarity with, kind of just contorted designs, right? I don't think that a factory blinged out Nautilus is the same as a day date with this huge aftermarket diamond bezel, right? And the one big difference that I see as far as taste is concerned is, and I don't think either of them have very much taste at all, but the one difference I do see is that I think that we need to have a serious respect for the people that are designing things, right? Because it's their job to design, not ours. As a whole, consumers don't have the understanding of balance. They don't have the understanding of taste, of colors, of everything that designers do. So oftentimes when consumers go aftermarket with bling, it looks like shit. And I don't think that the factory Pateks look nice at all. I think they're balanced. I think they're symmetrical. I think that they're quality stones, whatever the hell that may mean. Although I just don't understand what it means. I know it is a real thing. I'm not trivializing it. But there is a big difference there. As far as wearing them for taste, 90% of the time I say no. I don't think they're very tasteful most of the time. I don't think they're appropriate. I think that they're just gratuitous and they're trying to be rich. And I think that the biggest giveaway, if you're trying to communicate a message that you're rich, the biggest giveaway that you're not is if you're shoving it down people's throats. But with that said, I think that there are, to avoid the blanket statement, I think that there are really, cool, watches that have diamond or bling on them, right? Phillips put up a couple for auction, and I put maybe one or two of them right here. A couple of day dates that went up for auction in the day date auction maybe a year and a half ago that were beautiful. Like, I would wear those watches. Not all of them. A lot of them were ridiculous, but some of them really had a lot of taste. Like a diamond hour marker on a relatively soft-spoken watch. Kind of cool. Like, I can deal with that. Actually, put up a photo of a Jaeger LeCoultre right here. Right here, cool. This is actually available on the shop right now. Totally relevant, but I didn't choose this topic because of that watch. But that watch is extremely tasteful, in my opinion. I think that watch looks beautiful with a little bit more of the kind of finer clothing, right? I think that when you're trying to go dress, if you have the money that you can kind of buy a watch that's very isolating and not very versatile, then this is a great watch to buy. Because it does dress so well. It's white gold with very subtle diamond hour markers. To me, that's beautiful. Maybe not to everybody, but that's like that watch or those Rolexes, those are reasons why I don't make a blanket statement like, bling is bad, even though largely it is. I think that like even DJ Khaled buys like these blinged out, like it's aftermarket blinged out Rolex Yachtmasters, and I think he bought a factory blinged out Patek. It looks ridiculous. I don't want to make big judgments on people because, like I said, it is ignorant. But largely, a vast majority of the watches that I've seen that include stones and diamonds or rubies, they look like shit. I think they look like ugly, and most of the time they're not even being worn in context, which is just as bad, if not worse. The more specific and the more bold you get, the more isolating or the less versatile that watch is, or that piece of whatever is, like, and that happens in all kinds of fashion. But like a super bold blazer does not go with super bold trousers. It has to go with a very light trouser. Unless you have a really serious kind of regard for your own style, stay away, because it's a very, very, very dangerous, blingy, gaudy, ostentatious, ugly, cheap-looking thing to get into if you do it wrong. So overall, bling is bad. But be careful, because there are some really, 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 really cool people out there that wear bling, and they wear bling, or they wear diamonds subtly, and it really, really works. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching episode 73 of Ask TNH. If I've offended you in any way, I am sorry. I really don't mean to, step on people's toes here, especially on this matter, because, like I said, it is so subjective. I mean, own your style, right? I mean, take what you like and own it, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, the worst thing you could do is kind of be regretful when you're owning your style, because then you're not owning your style. But the rest of you, be cautious with bling. Don't be too gratuitous. But that's it.